dear students, welcome to English class. In this video, we are going to study a new chapter from your Term 3 textbook, and the title of the chapter is The Mighty Banyan. Dear students, you all know that banyan tree is our national tree, and it is the friendliest of all trees. Why it is called as friendliest of all trees? What are the physical features of a banyan tree? And how is it useful to human beings? Dear students, let us read the chapter and find out more about banyan tree. Chapter 6, The Mighty Banyan. Just as tall men are often the most gentle, so are big trees the most friendly. The banyan is probably the biggest and friendliest of all our trees. We don't see many banyan trees in our cities nowadays. These trees need plenty of space in which they spread themselves. A full-grown banyan tree takes up space as much as a 3-storied building. Of course, many parks have banyan trees, and almost every village has one. In the first paragraph, it is told that banyan tree is probably the biggest and friendliest of all our trees. Banyan tree, you all have seen that it is very big, and it is said that it is the friendliest of all our trees because it is useful to human beings in many ways. But we don't see many banyan trees in our cities nowadays. In our cities, we can't see many banyan trees. Why? These trees need plenty of space in which they spread themselves. These trees, these banyan trees, they need plenty of space to spread themselves, to grow. That is why in cities we don't have much space, isn't it? So that is why banyan trees are not seen in cities nowadays, because they need plenty of space to live. And a full-grown banyan tree takes up space as much as a 3-storied building. This banyan tree, when it is fully grown, it is very big. It is as big as a 3-storied building. Of course, many parks have banyan trees, and almost every village has one. And you can see in parks and all, there are many banyan trees. Many parks has got banyan trees, and in every village you can see at least one banyan tree. The banyan tree has aerial roots, that is, its branches drop to the ground and take root again and send out more twisting, trailing branches. In a few years, the banyan tree looks like a mini forest. The aerial roots of the banyan tree are like pillars supporting a great palace. The main trunk of the banyan tree is not very deeply rooted, and that is why it needs to put out supporting roots. So naturally, it needs plenty of space in which it puts out its supporting roots. Tiny gardens and busy roadsides won't do. Nor should it be planted too close to your house. You might find it growing through your bedroom wall. The banyan tree has aerial roots. Dear students, can you see the picture of a banyan tree there? You can see that, isn't it? The banyan tree, can you see from the branches of the banyan tree, the roots are dropping down to the ground, isn't it? So these are called aerial roots. So banyan tree has got aerial roots, and its branches drop to the ground and they take root again. Understood? So in a few years, the banyan tree looks like a mini forest because of all these aerial roots and the twisting and trailing branches. Because of all these things, the banyan tree, in a few years, it looks like a mini forest. And the main trunk of the banyan tree, it is not very deeply rooted. Since it is not very deeply rooted, it needs some support. The whole tree, it is very big, it needs some support because the main trunk of the tree is not deeply rooted, isn't it? So it needs more support, and that is why it needs to put out supporting roots, these aerial roots. So since there are a lot of aerial roots and twisting and trailing branches, it needs plenty of space in which it put out its supporting root. It needs more space to put out these supporting roots, these aerial roots. So tiny gardens and busy roadsides, they won't have these banyan trees because banyan trees need plenty of space to grow. So tiny gardens and roadsides or busy roadsides, there you can't plant banyan trees, or there you can't see banyan trees. And in that paragraph, it is said that you should not plant a banyan tree too close to your house. Why? Because you may find it growing through your bedroom wall. It needs more space, isn't it? So don't plant a banyan tree too close to your house. It is great fun to climb a banyan tree. It has many branches which are strong and comfortable. We can sit on them. It is always cool and shady under the banyan tree. Apart from boys and girls who love to climb a banyan tree, it has many more visitors. Birds, squirrels, insects, and flying foxes all live in the tree, which is full of dark private corners suitable for a variety of tenants. The banyan tree is rather like a hotel in which a number of families live next door to each other without interfering in each other's business. It is great fun to climb a banyan tree. Usually children love to climb trees and play on it, isn't it? It has many branches which are strong and comfortable so that we can sit on them. The banyan trees, the branches of the banyan trees are very strong and it is very comfortable to sit on them. It is always cool and shady under the banyan tree, and under the banyan tree it is always cool under the banyan tree, and the banyan tree provides us a good shade. Apart from boys and girls who love to climb a banyan tree, it has many more visitors. So, as I have already said, children, they love to climb banyan tree and they love to play on banyan tree. And apart from the children, apart from boys and girls, there are many visitors to this banyan tree. And who all are these visitors? Let us check. The visitors are birds, squirrels, insects, flying foxes. Flying foxes means large bats, and they all live in the private corners of this banyan tree. And this banyan tree have lot of private and dark corners because its leaves and branches are spread to a wide range. So there are lot of dark and private corners in the banyan tree where these birds, squirrels, insects and flying foxes live. And it is said that banyan tree is like a hotel in which a number of families live next door to each other. Here banyan tree is considered here as a hotel where lot of families, maybe families of birds, families of squirrels, families of insects and bats, they all live together. They all live together without interfering in each other's business. The young pink tender leaves are visited by the delicate map butterflies who leave their eggs in their care. The honey on the leaves, a sticky sweet smell, attracts our gray-striped squirrels. In the monsoon, the banyan tree branches are full of little red figs. We can't eat these figs, but birds love this fruit. Hordes of them gather, sit, scold and eat on the banyan tree. Cheerful bulbuls, quarrelsome mynas, nosy and noisy crows all feast on this pretty, bright red fruit. In this paragraph, you have a description about the visitors who come to visit this banyan tree. Like delicate map butterflies, they actually lay their eggs on the leaves of the banyan tree. Then comes the gray striped squirrels. They love to suck the honey from the leaves. Then in monsoon time, the banyan tree branches are full of red figs. It's actually red fruit of banyan tree. And actually we can't eat these figs, but birds love to eat this fruit. Hordes of them, a lot of birds used to gather on the banyan trees like bulbuls, mynas, crows, etc. They all gather there and they eat this red colored, bright red colored fruit.